Welcome in to DNVR Bets Daily after a beautiful weekend of golf and little else, because we kind of picked the wrong sports to pick upsets in. We should have gone with the Euro soccer, all the upsets, and the UFC, all the favorites. But we'll keep that note in mind next time. Our man RK is flying through Montana, or in Montana right now. He might join us. I'm wearing the shades to pay homage to him and the Collin Morikawa miracle that happened this weekend. Joining me instead is my main man, Nathan Rudolph, Rudo. I almost didn't know how to say your full name. You truly are such a nickname. It's almost hard to remember what your actual name is.
More people on planet Earth definitely know me as Rudo than my real name. So, yeah. It is what it is.
If you're out in a crowd and someone hollers, you're much more likely to respond to Rudo.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Nathan, you're looking for like your mom or your wife. You're like,
if someone says Nathan, I'm like, is someone trying to talk to me? If someone says Rudo, I'm like, oh, they're trying to talk to me. Okay.
Nice. I imagine Nathan would be a dead giveaway for someone who's trying to serve you.
Maybe. I don't know.
If that person trying to serve you was a podcast listener and they went by Rudo, I think you're screwed. That's
True.
The other side of the coin.
True. Then you're in trouble for sure.
That's right. Yeah, be careful with those debtors, Rudo. There's an easy way to go about this, and there's a hard way.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I feel bad giving away all these secrets to the IRS. But no, after this torn weekend, as one would be in mid-July, I am jonesing for the NHL playoffs. They are the closest playoffs for us here on the old calendar, so we don't need to get in a debate of what are the most entertaining and meaningful playoffs and all that. And these lines are really jumping out at me, Rudo, not only because we know, obviously, there's always dogs to pick on and feast on in the NHL playoffs of all, especially in the special 5 through 12 bracket we have here that the hockey gods have gifted upon us. But really where there's some value here is if you see some sweeps or some 3-1, some 4-game series, and you're feeling pretty good about that winner, there are some real opportunities here to be had, because the bookmakers kind of assume everything's going 3-2 here.
Yeah, I mean, hockey's a pretty unpredictable sport, but I definitely think there's some areas to take advantage of, especially with, as you mentioned, everyone thinks of hockey in July. You know how it is. With the game coming back the way that it is, the expectation is games are going to be a lot higher scoring than you've come to know, particularly for playoff hockey.
Yeah.
So if you look at teams with a little bit more of that high-powered offense, I think there's money to be made, to say the least.
I like this already. And the other thing I've kind of been finding with all these other sports is expect the unexpected. This makes things a little more sloppy, a little more unpredictable. I like that higher scoring. Okay. I'm just going to go through these series and
yep. I'm ready.
Favorites who you think are going 3-2, I'm less interested in.
Sure.
So we're going off of DraftKings. Jets,
down the line.
Flames, down the line, 8-9 seed going against each other in the West. Who you got?
I think Winnipeg takes it for sure.
Ooh, okay. I like it already.
Calgary's just a floundering ship at this point. They've never been the same since the Avs knocked them out. Johnny Hockey has struggled this year.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, I have a tough time saying it won't be in 5, but if it was gonna be, I'd take Winnipeg in 4. But not gonna be super strong on that one. These next ones coming up, I feel more strongly about when it comes to that type of thing.
Both those 4 or 5, as long as you have the Jets winning, though, you can get that in the plus 400s. So there's some fancy math there where you're almost guaranteeing a winner, assuming the Jets take care of business, as you're suggesting here, which I like the sound of that. Hurricanes, Rangers. We're going over to the East immediately. Maybe a bit more wide open, this 6 through 11 not as close as this Calgary Jets series we just talked about.
Yeah, I got to take the favorite in this one in the Canes. I think they take it in 4. The Rangers just don't have the depth to keep up at this point. They have Zibanejad and Panarin up front, which is great. I think that'll get them somewhere, but Carolina is going to come at you 4 lines deep, and it's not going to be a great time for the Rangers defensive side. 2 very unproven goaltenders in the playoffs on their end as well. So with Lundqvist just not being the same, he's not even likely to start for them. Canes, you got to like.
Now, that's kind of big because 3-1, I think, okay, well, they stole one in goal. New York stole one in goal.
Right.
How, you think there's a little sweep? You feeling a sweep potentially here? Rudo?
Panarin will carry New York to at least one game. He'll pop off, but can't give you the sweep on that one.
Okay. Well, before we jump into the next one, we have our man, Ryan Koenigsberg, RK, the Collin Morikawa, the Mystic, here with us in Montana. You're in Montana. You're in Denver. Where are you, RK?
Yeah, I took my Morikawa winnings, quit my job, moved to Montana, brought my son Henry with me, and just going to live the life up here in Montana and play golf for the rest of my life.
Sounds perfect. This all makes sense given your Morikawa winnings. Boy, that was some real John Elway against the Browns stuff, Ryan.
Dude, you have to understand that, well, first of all, about 2 weeks ago, I'm on this putting green at Fossil Trace Golf Course, and there is 3 tiers to this putting green. It's about 300 feet long, 100 yards. And I'm on one side of it, and I'm just like, for fun, I'm going to hit a putt all the way down 2 tiers to the other side of it. And I said, if I make this, I'm quitting golf. Well, I made it. And I obviously was lying, and I didn't quit golf. Yep. So fast forward to Sunday. I'm on the golf course with Henry, and we're streaming Morikawa and JT, and it's the first playoff hole. And JT is 50 feet and 6 inches away from the hole. And I look to Henry and I say, Henry, if he makes this putt, I'll never bet on golf again. And of course, he drains the putt. And thankfully, Morikawa gets it back. But all I know is I'm pretty sure I have the power to control putts if I just say I'm going to quit something if it goes in. So that's an odd development here. The best, honestly, like betting on sports makes it all better. But I think that was the best finish to a golf tournament I've maybe ever seen, at least non-major.
Are we sure this power is limited to putts? Can this apply to hockey and soccer goals as well here? Or?
Yeah, we could use it.
I'm gonna save it until like Stanley Cup Game 7 to test it out. I'll say like I'll never watch another Avs game if McKinnon gets this OT game winner.
All right, for when they need it most. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a system to the lying. You gotta be a little tricky about it.
Isn't that true for all lies?
Yes, I'll let you say it, not me. Yeah, I mean, thank God for Collin, man. He won all week for us. He won in style at the very end, and boy, did we need it because, as I said in the show open, we just went the wrong way. Had we gone all the way favorites in the UFC and like a bunch of dogs in Euro soccer, we would have had the weekend of weekends. Instead, we just mistakenly flip-flopped those. And so outside of the golf, it was a little rough. But luckily, it was such a profitable week that who cares if you blew a little bit of it over the weekend? No big deal.
Well, and thankfully to the DraftKings odds boost, I put, a hedge in on Masvidal. Yeah. Masvidal won me back everything I lost on our round robin parlay. Usman. So that kind of bailed me out of that. I ended up breaking even on UFC, and then my Wolves won, and all that other good stuff.
It's true. The Wolves won. Yep, the Wolves saved it as well. I'd forgot all about that. And well, we'll talk about MLS and all that later.
Yeah, well, anyways, I just wanted to check in and say my last goodbyes. This will probably be my last show ever as I take these Morikawa winnings and live the life from here on out.
Well, I hope you can get within Colorado state lines soon enough to blow some of those winnings and be forced back on here.
Yeah, I may or may not be hopping on a flight in like 30 minutes, but that doesn't really fit the bit.
All right, brother. Well, Thank you, as always, for the vision of all visions. And go strong with Collin Morikawa, and we'll see you soon enough.
All right. Bless up. Collin Morikawa for life.
You know it. Well, Rudo, after that update from our in-house Collin Morikawa expert, let's get back to some serious stuff. And this is this is the first 5-12 series we talk about. Blackhawks, Oilers. I know when these were first announced, AJ was saying, Blackhawks, of course, they're the 12th seed, but that is kind of a stinky matchup for the Oilers. I think, though, as this has simmered a little, we've all gotten a little more on the Oilers train.
Yeah, no, we've gone hard left. Oilers in 3.
Okay, beautiful. I like that a lot. That's a plus 450, Rudo.
It is plus 450, however you want to cut it. Corey Crawford, not fit to play today in the NHL's return. That means if he stays out through the opening round, the Blackhawks have to play Malcolm Subban in net against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So, yeah, Oilers in 3. Easy money.
To the Corey Crawford news. That's beautiful. Yeah, and I mean the only line that can really mess with the three-headed monster status as the best line of all of hockey is right there in Edmonton. So, I like that. I like that a lot. And you were saying higher scoring games, that should help the Oilers too.
Right. Exactly. Okay. It's gonna with Chicago's defense, forget it. Whatever the over is in those games, just hammer it.
Beautiful. Oh, I love this. We're gonna hit that series hard. All right, back to the East. Or no. We're staying in the West. Predators against the Coyotes. Coyotes, AJ told me, most intriguing team to win the lottery. So already tells you everything there.
That's what's going to happen. Forget betting on the series. I have Preds in 5 on it. It is what it is. But the Arizona Coyotes employ Taylor Hall. If you don't know about Taylor Hall's magic, 5 times in his career, the team he has played for has won the first overall pick in the NHL draft lottery.
Including before he came to the team he was drafted first overall for.
Correct.
Yeah. So the horseshoe goes long past his NHL career. Yeah.
Right. So he has magic lottery ball powers. And if Arizona loses, they could win that first overall pick. They're plus 1150 to take it. Taylor Hall's going to bring it home for him after they lose to Nashville. Put the money down. It's going to happen.
If he does it, it's seriously one of the most amazing stories in all of sports.
It's people are going to start paying him because they're tanking.
At that point, you'd be stupid not to employ him, not to put him on your roster.
Just have him play one game for you.
That's amazing. You're right. He should be employed till he's 60. Yep. As long as he can go on a skate, he should be employed. Wow, that's amazing. Love this. Okay, you say the one series with the least value, you just saved it with the most value going the other way.
Right.
Well done. You're a bettor's dream. You're a beautiful man. I love it. Islanders, Panthers. So back east here, 7-10. I'm glad you're here for this one and not AJ.
So I've been touting all of the high scoring, but the Islanders and Barry Trotz are the one team that are just so structurally sound that I think they can keep games low scoring. And Florida has some interesting decisions that they've made so far with their forwards that are coming based on, opt-outs and people not fit to step on the ice so far. So that we could see some prospects like Owen Tippett play for them. They're a mess on the back end. Sergei Bobrovsky has just had a nightmare of a year and just too leaky to trust at all. I don't trust the Islanders to win in 3, but I'd give them in 4.
Okay, I like that. That's plus 400. Yeah, Panthers, from how you're describing them, kind of the put us out of our misery team in the bracket.
That team, if they faced anyone but the Islanders, they could just pop off on the offensive side and blow up for big numbers. But the Islanders are just the worst matchup in the league for them because they're just going to smother them to death.
Love it. Easy money for us. Okay. Penguins, Canadians. We've liked the Penguins early on, but can they sweep? We could get that at plus 400. Which isn't even great.
It's not. I think they absolutely can. They had a couple of players opt out, but they still have Crosby and Malkin at the top. Montreal is not really a factor. They really shouldn't have made this playoff plan at all, if we're being honest. So at Pitt and 3 seems pretty confident with that one to me. Same kind of story there. Yeah, Pittsburgh's had a little bit of goalie trouble, but unless Carey Price de-ages by 5 years, Montreal's not going to be able to stop that forward core.
Yeah. I mean, that's where this really sets up nicely for the Penguins. Yeah, I guess there's gotta be something we find here to get a little more value. I mean, maybe I'm just getting greedy because you've been giving me all these great bets. But yeah, maybe. I wonder if there's a line out there. I'll keep searching.
I'll tell you the real value right now, if you haven't jumped on it yet, the Mile High Super Odds boost of the Avs making the cup, winning the cup, and the Nuggets winning or getting to the conference finals, I believe it is.
That's right.
For plus 5280. I mean,
it's great. I know. I took, and this, what a great transition. It shows that you're the true pro, and I'm just the guy who fools around, wins some, lose some, and that's
you're just the guy who went 10-0 the other day. Sure, right?
Well, once in a while things work out. The old Italian soccer picks. For once went my way.
You know your home ground at least.
That's right. Like you know, if we were betting on some minor like Swedish league, that's where you would be at home, you know, or what the AJHL. What's your specialty in the low level scouting?
Yeah, I think the only way we're getting odds on those games is if I'm making them. So,
I mean, come on, like, short of printing money, who's better than that? I'll say this. If there's someone who can give Rudo a run for his money as just being the OG in all things, it would be our good friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, who have that great plus 5280 deal for us. I've hit that up. I've got the Avs at two different to win it all at two different numbers. I'm all in on the Avs winning, and you should be too. And hey, if you want to be an Avs hater, fine, go be an Avs hater and bet your money on something else. DraftKings really has basically a flavor for anyone. We've just been loving it, from KBO to Faroe Island soccer to UFC to golf. It's just been a blast. And if you play it smart, like RK was saying, and you hedge your bets, like taking the minus 275 favorite in the main card at a plus 500, it's kind of like, if you're smart about it, you can make some money as well. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DNVR when you sign up. For a limited time, new users can get a no-brainer odds boost. That was the one from last week. You must be 21 or older. There are these other odds boosts. One of my favorite is Ben Simmons hitting a 3 in these first regular season games. You get that at great value for the brick shooter from Australia. You must be 21 years or older. Colorado only. That's why Ryan in Montana couldn't bet on some of this stuff. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus required 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. All right, Rudo, back at it. This has been even better than I thought this would be. I really thank you for coming on and giving us this breakdown. I could, if I was excited before about playoff hockey, now I'm like over the moon.
Don't thank me until the results come in.
I think it brings better juju to thank the guest when they're giving the picks than waiting afterwards. Right. Okay. The Leafs, Blue Jackets. On paper, the Leafs should be looking pretty here, but this isn't a great matchup either.
In my heart of hearts, I want the Leafs to win this round because they will face Boston and inevitably lose in round 1 as the easiest money ever.
Yes.
But I do think Columbus is a good dog bet here. I really do think they did it last year and swept Tampa Bay in round 1. Tampa Bay was not ready for them at all.
Yep.
And granted, they had some more forward power then, but they've been riding an extremely hot goalie in the regular season, and if he stays hot in whatever this playoff format is, look, let's face it, in hockey, that position can straight up carry a team by itself. It does not matter what else you're doing out there. Yeah. So I think there's a pretty good chance that Columbus can take it. And for the record, the Leafs have not won a playoff series in well over a decade. So,
wow, that is so crazy, man. That's just so rough. But I kind of talking me into that. Toronto, I can go different ways though, because you've got some young talent that maybe being out of Toronto, not having as much media, not feeling like the pressure of the city could help some. But
they're going to be in Toronto. So
well, I guess that's
they don't have to talk
true.
directly to the media.
I guess
true,
that's true.
But
and it's not the full crowd pressure, but you're still feeling it. Yeah, you're right, maybe. And a hot goalie in a 5-game series, I like the sound of that a whole lot.
Yeah, and Toronto still has not figured out their back end. Tyson Barrie just never quite clicked there. They're paying a lot of guys a lot of money that are going to all expire at the end of the year. They're in a tough spot. They absolutely do have the firepower up front. If Elvis can't do it for Columbus, again, another series you should definitely look into taking the over on. But I like Columbus. I'm going to say in 5 because they're pretty big dogs, but I think they're a good dog to take if you have to take one.
I like that. And in 5 for a dog, they're getting, plus 485 is not the sports book is not telling you like, oh, that's a long shot. They're saying like, yeah, I could see it. Okay. Yep. Canucks, Wild, final series. Who you got?
The Canucks do have a couple of players that opted out. No one major or anything like that. And I hemmed and hawed over this one a little bit, but we're going to stay hot on it and say Canucks in 3.
Oh,
not by any fault of their own, but because Minnesota just has nothing left in the tank at this point.
Oh, wow. That's a plus 625. We finished with the juiciest bets of them all. I like that a lot.
You got to take your hot. Markstrom, supremely underrated in goal, I believe. Obviously, Quinn Hughes is a Calder candidate, even if he's going to come in second place.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
They have a bunch of very young talent, the type of players that, they don't need that long to warm up and figure out how to play hockey. Whereas Minnesota is a bunch of ancient dudes. And they have a very questionable Devin Dubnyk in net, with just total turmoil in that organization, just announcing their interim head coach is now their permanent head coach today. That organization is just kind of floundering in a lot of ways right now, and I don't see it happening for them. So Vancouver's going to take advantage.
Beautiful. I'm all about young legs in these playoffs. I think that's a real key. Interesting enough, that's a series where if things just go chalk with the 1 through 4 seeds, or at least if 1 and 2 hold, the Avs would be playing the winner of that one.
Yeah, AJ and I have been talking about on the Avs pod a ton. Vancouver is a juicy matchup for the Avs because that's going to be just go, defense optional a lot of the time hockey. And not only will it be a blast, I think it plays right into the Avs' hands.
Oh, man, that's fun. Do you have any inkling how these seeds will go? If it goes chalk, I don't even need to know. But if you think a 2, a 3, or a 4 jumps up into that 1 seed, because I got odds on that too,
Yeah, I mean the Avs are plus 225 to jump into that 1, and that's pretty tasty for me. Yep. Do not bet on Dallas. Dallas is not jumping up. The 550 might seem tantalizing. Don't do it. You're not going to get it. Vegas is wild card. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the Avs are the best bet if you're looking at someone to take the 1 seed out of the round robin.
They're just great value all around. These Avs, we're not homers. Like, I think we would say that if we were like in Edmonton right now. They're just great value in all these bets. It's crazy.
The Avs are just in the perfect situation of a team on the upswing where they haven't proven it yet, but people who watch them every day say this is the team to watch out for. And when you run into those teams, those are the ones that usually on the betting lines you can find a little bit of wiggle room with. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair point. In the East, it's just between Boston and Tampa, right?
For the most part, you're getting risky if you want to go a 3 or 4 seed there.
I tell you, the Flyers don't do much for me, but the Caps have me slightly interested. No, don't do it.
I don't see it. Their time has come and gone. I mean, they absolutely could if Braden Holtby can hold it together, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'd take the Flyers over Washington. I'll put it that way.
Too bad they can't put all those first-round picks in goal with Holtby for all those goalies they've traded to the Avs over the years. Huh?
They've given us a few pretty good ones. Had they held on to a couple, maybe, but I mean, they have another one coming, so they're just a factory out there.
Those darn rascals. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. You're on the Avs pod today. Did you have a pick of the week going into the week?
I did not have a pick of the week going into the week, but then I just told you about it, actually, that Avs first seed at 225 was...
okay. Yep. I like that a lot. Well, and you know, I was pushing you on the Caps, but then you gave me so many other good value bets. I really should save my money for those bets and not worry about the Caps at plus 550.
I just put it all on Arizona for the first overall pick, and then you can go join RK in Montana after that.
That actually, I think I will be doing. We're gonna close this out. I'm gonna try to find some picks for you going into tomorrow. Not a ton of games. We had some nice matchups today. Yeah, it's just Parlay City on the European soccer because you have a bunch of favorites like Chelsea, Atalanta, Real Madrid doesn't play yet. So really, we got to go to the MLS where we have two games. Los Angeles FC, who doesn't have the MVP and Carlos Vela, against the Houston Dynamos. FC big favorites, and man, the MLS has been hard to predict. That's been like Tie City. So the tie at plus 340 is kind of nice, though the Dynamos do not encourage me too much. And then we have Galaxy Timbers, two of the better teams over the years out in the Western Conference. Galaxy at plus 165 seems like nice value as the slightly lesser of the two favorites, with the Timbers at plus 143. So a bit of a dry slate here, though. I'll be having some fun with some parlays, and we'll have some juicier picks for you tomorrow when RK returns, or maybe we just give the show to Rudo since he did such a nice
Well, a shout out to the RK man himself. Enough of that soccer. You go back to that KBO. His LG Twins taking on the Lotte Giants. 8.5 is the over. Easy over there. LG on the straight money line plus 132.
Beautiful.
I think you got good bets there, baby.
KB over returns. So, I love it. So we've got some picks for you tonight, late night, really tomorrow morning.
Technically tomorrow.
Right, tomorrow night. So we've got the full spectrum covered. And you've got some nice parlays to play middle of the day. So there you go. You thought you'd be bored. You will not. All right. Thanks, Rudo. Always a pleasure. Follow Rudo and DNVR Avalanche and the great stuff they do, his podcast and all that, on the appropriate channels. And we wish you good luck with all these bets, and we'll see you again tomorrow.